we're going to do a champion guide and spotlight on one of the most sought after debuffers in the entire game. Just to let you know and remind you, there's a ton of great resources down in the description below. So Tayrel, his A1, attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 40% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. Damage inflicted is proportional to defense. Alright, so he's got an A1 decrease attack. Book it out, it's a 50% chance on a 2-hit A1. It's just shy of 100%. You can count and you can rely on this debuff being placed, especially against the clan boss. What is the most important debuff for the clan boss? Your decrease attack. His A2 attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance, you can book that up to a 100% chance, of placing a 60% decreased defense. That's a big version as well, for 2 turns. If the target is under a decrease attack debuff, it will place a sleep debuff for 1 turn. Damage, again, scales off of defense. This is an AoE skill that places a decreased defense on everybody. Works great in the dungeon for wave clear, mob clear. It also is reliable and works well for the clan boss. It's a 100% chance when you book it up. All you got to do is get that accuracy check. His A3. This thing is a massive skill right here. Attacks one enemy, decreases the target's turn meter by 50%. If the attack fully depletes the turn meter, it will place a stun debuff for 2 turns. Not 1, but 2 turn stun, which is valuable, especially in the arena. Again, this skill also scales off of defense, just like the other 2. This guy is a defense-based champion. Higher damage output off of defense. 2 turn stun, 50% decreased turn meter, and this thing's got some multipliers. This thing hits like a truck. His aura increases allied defense in all battles by 25%. Remember, he scales off of defense. His aura gives him an extra 25% defense. It's not off the base. Aura goes off of the defense that he brings to the battle, which is going to be his base plus his masteries plus his gear. Combined into one total stat. It does it for everybody in the entire team and any content in the entire game. Now we're in the Fire Knight. Fire Knight stage 20 now. So, yes, Tayrel is the off affinity for this dungeon because we're facing a force affinity dungeon. In this team, I'm just going to let you know Allure is going to get targeted and she's going to go down. Tayrel will get targeted next because he's the next. Did you just see that? Tayrel will be targeted next because he's also a magic affinity as well. He'll get targeted over Seeker because he has less HP than Seeker does. However, we want to see what he can do. He just did a 2-hit A1, both crits. He's got some crits on him. He's got 100% crit. He's going to crit every single time, practically. He's got to deal with the off affinity, which he just dealt with right there. So it's going to happen. But we want to look at his skills. He's got that decreased defense and that decreased attack and that stun capability coming out. There's the AoE hit. He got a decreased defense, but the other one was a weak hit because he's the off affinity. I got it. But I wanted to show you the mechanics, what's going on with this guy, is what he can do because he can bring some value. He brings value to the actual boss himself as well for this team, for this content. Potentially you can consider using him too. Decreased turn meter right there. He's got that evil eye on him, but he just took an extra turn. Why did he take an extra turn? We'll go find out in just a minute though. He's got that debuff capability. He's going to come around. AoE hit. 4 of the 5 got the decreased defense. 4 of the 5. Decreased defense, 60% increase to the damage output. 24k, 24,000 hit on that A3 with a stun. A 2-turn stun. So now that champion's out of commission for 2 entire turns. Think about the implications of doing that. A 2-turn stun that hits like a truck. You put the decreased defense, then you do the truck hitting skill for an extra 60% damage. Just did a decreased attack. Seeker took him out. Just the implications. Take that to arena. You got some value there. You got some capability in arena if you combine those two and you can put him there. I use him, as you can see, in my Fire Knights. I also use him in my clan boss as well. But that's going to be saved for another video, another time. I'm doing something special with my clan boss. I'm excited to show that. It's not quite ready yet. It's going to be ready soon. We are going to the boss now. Here we go. Let me show you what Tayrel can do on the boss right now. He's got a 2-hit A1, He's got 1 hit A2, 1 hit A3. But let me show you with a composition what I use him and how I use him with this. Allure did 3 hit, Tayrel back to a 2 hit, Seeker to a 2 hit, okay? Boss is going to take a turn, isn't he? Ooh, Cardinal with the clutch decreased turn meter. I like it. Another decreased turn meter and another decreased turn meter from Tayrel. Tayrel's got the evil eye. Back-to-back turns for Tayrel, back to his A3 with that 50% turn meter decrease. Now, this boss is done. Now with Fire Knights, you know how it works. You keep that decreased turn meter going on. You keep his turn meter bar empty or low. He is never going to take another turn. Allure, she's a beast for this. I've got a video out on her. You can go check out the card if you want to. I did a full guide on her showing you just what Allure can do for your account. But you're seeing some of it right now. Tayrel, he supports her on this job for the mission of taking care of the turn meter of this boss. Let's go back to his A3. It should be coming up in just a minute. There it is. Oh, weak hit. That's why I got him in there, because Allure gets some weak hits sometimes because she's a magic affinity as well. But Tayrel brings that turn meter decrease, that decreased attack, and that decreased defense to this boss to help take care and clear you through your Fire Knight content. Now let's go ahead and talk about Tayrel and the build I've got him in and what stats you should focus on for your Tayrel. As you can see over there, I've got mine in Relentless gear paired with a speed set. Like I said, I've got this guy in my clan boss as well. So I do want him to move, but I've got him in that Relentless set because I do want him to cycle through his turns. His A1 is an absolute beast. Decreased attack, 2 hit A1. He's got a lot of skills going on. I want him to take turns. So I got him in the Relentless set. He's got some decent little cooldowns, not too bad. Remember, Relentless set, if you're going to put it on anybody, you want to put it on somebody with a solid A1. That's a very big key element right there for the Relentless set to make it effective, to make it efficient for your content. Relentless, 18% chance to take an extra turn, almost a 1 in 5 chance. It's going to happen, as you can see. Look back in the video, rewind this video if you want to. Tayrel got extra turns. Why? Because of this Relentless set. That is the only thing he's got in his kit that helps make him take an extra turn. And it works. My Tayrel here, he's a little underdeveloped when it comes to stats, admittedly. He's only got 37,000 HP and only 2,500 defense. You really want your Tayrel to be at least at 3,500, if not 4,000 defense, because all his damage scales off of defense. He does have 102% crit rate, 185% crit damage, because I want him to deal damage. And he's got 192 accuracy. He is my debuffer. When I use him, he's my primary debuffer. So I need that accuracy up there. You want that accuracy at 200 plus. 200 to 225 will get you through just about any content in the game. Unless you're going to high-end arena, then you need like 1,000. It's ridiculous these days, isn't it? But your Tayrel, you want him at about that 3,500 defense, and at about that 35 to 40,000 HP was a good mark for that. You want almost a 10,000 to 1,000 ratio, the 10 to 1 ratio between HP and defense. That's where you want to put your Tayrel. So masteries. What masteries should you do for your Tayrel? Again, when it comes to masteries, like any other champion, the first thing you want to think about before you start clicking, before you start putting these masteries is, what do you want to do with your champion? Where are you going to take this champion? What content are you going to use them in? And in what kind of compositions do you plan on using them in? Are you going to build them for an overall, all-around champion? Are you going to build them for a specialist in one specific piece of content? Based on the answer to that question determines where you should be taking your masteries for your champion. These are the masteries I have done for my Tayrel. He's got offense and he's got support. He is my debuffer, and I do take him into clan boss. I do have that War Master way down there in the corner because, you know, you just have to have War Master if you're in the clan boss, right? That thing, 60% chance, does a massive hit against the clan boss. I like it. It also works well against the bosses and the dungeons because I take him into Fire Knight. As you saw, I do take him into other content, including the arena, but that's just an amp because it actually works out for my team composition. If you want him in arena, you're going to have to do a different kind of build. Offense and support works well for my Tayrel in the clan boss. I want the accuracy and I want the damage output. Thank you for joining me through the video all the way through. I greatly appreciate your support. If you got value from this video, hit that like button down below, share this video with a friend, and if you're not yet part of the mission, hit that subscribe button so that you could become part of the mission to create the most comprehensive library of champion guides that the Raid Shadow Legends has ever seen. And I'll see you on the next video.